Good morning, it's Fish, the Beach Bum Investor, here for your cryptocurrency discussion and report for the 16th of November 2017. Just going to post up on Discord and let the guys know that we are live for the discussion. Won't be a second. Oh, wrong video. Clever Luke.
G'day.
It's been a pretty steady 24 hours in the economy. A little run up on a few coins. We'll have a look at that in a second. As soon as I can get to the video. Doing well today. Looks like everyone's coming in already. Won't be a second. Just going to post up in Discord and let the crew know that we're here. Hey, we've got onto a couple of ICOs, a couple that have been brought to me by a couple of members of the group that I really, really like. So we'll talk a little bit about them, but they are potential sellouts. So we'll probably keep the names of them under wraps, but we'll start talking about that a bit more over in our Discord group. Just posting up now, live now. And then I'll be back in the chat. Cool. Con Savage Ruthless in first as usual. Hey Z, Cryptoeconomy and Floyd, a few in already. It's been a pretty cool 24 hours for me. My account's hitting all-time highs, like equal all-time highs. So that's nice to see. Just dipped a little bit off there now, but Lisk has been one of the main contributors to that. Lisk has been on an almighty bull run. Just taking a look at Lisk to start off the conversation. Oh my goodness, it's still up there. Let's have a look. It hit highs of $8.63 actually, so got right up there this morning. It was only a couple of weeks ago we were calling under $5, so really, really good run up. Stoked with that one. This isn't loading properly, so I'm struggling to get the price. Oh, just for those of you interested as well, the PIVX wallet is upgraded. It's ready to go. I've just released a video showing you how to do that. It's pretty easy. And there is still it's still showing under maintenance as, oh goodness, it's up to it's 857 at the moment, 858 being the ask list. So really good run up. It just uploaded then, sorry. Australian internet connection. But yeah, back to PIVX. It's still showing as the wallet under maintenance on Bittrex. That is nothing to do with the wallet itself. The wallet's ready to go. And if you actually have a look at the eye that is on Bittrex now, it says wallet offline routine maintenance. And I believe, I just checked over at the PIVX Slack group and it looks like that we're actually, Bittrex are actually syncing their wallet at the moment. So that may be the delay there. I did check on Cryptopia and it's up and trading again on Cryptopia. So you can make your PIVX trades on Cryptopia and you can exchange in and out of the exchange there for PIVX, which is good to see. I expect Bittrex will be not too far behind. It did momentarily come off this morning, but it's back on. So they're just doing synchronizing their wallet there. Just jumping back into the chat. Z, private message me, man. We'll sort it out. Z's just asked me, PIVX wallet, can I download the blockchain? Looks like I'm stuck on block 870688, mate. We're past that, I'm pretty sure. So well past that, obviously. I think we're 9.5s or something. So, mate, private message me and we'll sort it out. Yeah, you've got to download the latest version 3.0.5. There is shortcuts to actually downloading the chain, I believe, but I'll put you onto the right people in our Discord group for PIVX to get that sorted. 3 weeks old? No, exactly. No, we're well past that. If you're up, you have downloaded the 3. Look, we won't take up everyone's time with this. Private message me, man, and we'll get it sorted for sure. But if you're on 3.0.5, you're at the right start, and we'll go from there. I'll get a couple of the devs. I'll go and get in contact with Bauer and see if he can give us a hand just to get through it. Cryptoeconomy said, man, I just woke up and missed the whole day. Yeah, you got 3.0.5 calls there. We'll all sort it out, man. You know me, I'm not going to abandon you. Oh, we've got those event chain tokens we've got to sort out as well. Because they, as I said to you, Z, they have been, like, I can see them on the blockchain, like how many coins have been distributed to my account, but I can't actually, last time I tried, I couldn't access them through my Ether wallet. So I'll have a look at that. What happened in crypto land today? Let's have a look, Cryptoeconomy. Let's have an overall run through the market. That's a good question. overall, we're hitting all-time highs, 220 billion roughly. 219's just dropped a little bit now. As usual, when I post the headline, it becomes false within about 30 seconds. But really good run up, really strong economy. Bitcoin itself at $7,238 per coin and up 7% in the last 24 hours. Really nice to see. Ethereum's pretty steady, just down 1%, but still hanging on above that 330 mark, 332.46. Wonder if that'll act as support now, the 330 that used to act as resistance. You see that happen often. You see it, going from acting as resistance to support. So I don't know. Maybe it's a bit early to call that, but could do. We'll see what happens. Bitcoin Cash continues to slide down 5.29% and has dropped below 1,200. So 1198, only just below 1,200. I'm staying away from it. You guys got to make your own decisions on that. I've told you that I don't think their solutions are. They're not long-term solutions. They're band-aid solutions, which is why I'm staying away from it. Ripple's done quite well, up to 2.8%. Yeah, man, it's a pretty good-looking economy. Litecoin's just. I love the growth pattern of Litecoin at the moment. I really do. Slow and steady. Very few red days on the charts at the moment, but very few big 10% days. I actually like that because when people are just making like 1% a day here and there, and it's just slowly creeping up, I find they're less inclined to sell. When you get these big run-ups of 20% in a day, people go, whoa, made 20% one day, sell. So yeah, I love the growth pattern behind Litecoin at the moment, $64.22. I think, well, we bought it, goodness, I first started buying it at $28, and most recently we were calling buys on it at $55 and $50. So even from there, really solid run up, but it's happened so gradually, it leaves it less susceptible to big profit taking, in my opinion. Please make your own decisions, but that's nice growth on. I won't be looking to buy any more, guys. I'm trading in Litecoin, so that'll accumulate some extra as well. But I'm not buying anymore because it's had a solid, strong run up, and I've already made money on it, so I don't need to. I'm going to look for some other. That's one of the things I'm looking at the moment is our altcoin predictions have come true for a lot of them. There's a couple that are a little slow, but we've done pretty well all in all on our altcoin predictions. So now I'm thinking, it might be time to take some profit and look at a couple of new ones. And we found a couple of ICOs, guys. So for those of you who are in the Crypto Wave investment crew, please drop over to Discord. During the next 24 hours, we're going to be discussing. One in particular we have to do in the next 48 hours if we're going to do it. And it requires a substantial investment. So we would have to do it as a crew if we were going to do it. And the other one is super potential. So yeah, I'm pretty excited about two more ICOs that we found. We haven't had a run on an ICO for a while. We did Icon, was sort of the last big one. We missed Confido, I think it was called, and that went quite big. But I think these next two are pretty good looking ICOs, guys. So please drop over to Discord today so we can discuss it. Make sure anyone who wants to get in does get in. Really solid looking projects. As I said, it's just been phenomenal. Up 15% in the last 24 hours. Hey, you know what else has done well? I haven't heard from him yet. I'm going to call him today. Big Wilkie, the Wales pick, IOTA. You guys remember I wanted to get into that, and then I got scared off by that security hack, that security scare, like a month ago, and it was down to 44 cents a coin. I thought, I should get in. If I'm going to get in, now's the time, and I didn't pull that trigger. I still like the idea of the Tangle technology that they're working on, how each transaction effectively authenticates other transactions. That's really cool. And the more the networks use, theoretically, the more it should speed up. So I think that's pretty cool. Pretty cool indeed. What else have we got? Big winners. Let's have a look. Stratus is up a little. Well, 6%. Sorry, not Stratus. Populous is up a little. Populous has been on a fair bull run, actually. I was never that huge a fan of it, but I know there's a lot of people in the financial sector who are a big fan of Populous. So, yeah, it's an interesting coin. PIVX has rebounded a bit, up to 320. Good to see. Hey, Factum. Factum's been on a bull run. Up 11% in the last 24 hours, but had been gaining off those $14 and $15 lows that were ridiculous. Honestly, I still think this is too low. You know, much as I said I'll keep calling Litecoin too low until it gets above 60, I'm going to keep calling Factum too low until it gets above 25. So I still think there's, you know, 25% gains to be had from here. Not straight away, because there's been good run up since the low, so people are likely to take profits on that. But Factum was undervalued. It's one of the few cryptos that's actually being used in real world. Like, is really quietly motoring along and doing their business, you know what I mean? So yeah, I always liked Factum, thought it got really too cheap, and that's shown now. Dogecoin up 14%. Hey, did you guys see yesterday? I want to show you something. I'll see if I can find it in our Discord group. I put it on the crypto chat yesterday. I'll have to scroll back a bit because crypto chat gets pretty busy. But it was the weirdest thing. I mentioned Dogecoin yesterday on the crypto report. We talked about Dogecoin. I very rarely report on it. And I just said, oh, it's down. And I'm just seeing if I can find it here, but something really funny happened. I was reporting on Dogecoin. No, I can't find it. I'm blaming Agent Smith. He probably took it down. In any case, and the dog walked through the background right as I said Dogecoin. It's freaky. Very freaky. So, yeah, I have no idea where that's gone, and it's really not that important. It was just something that happened in yesterday's show. I said Dogecoin, and the dog's literally just walking straight through. Crazy. Okay, let's have a look what else we got. I'm getting back to the chat. Let's see what's going on. Grinkus is in. Agent Smith is here. Cryptoeconomy, there's plenty of people. I'm just getting down to the live stuff, guys, because I missed a whole bunch of it. Sorry about that. Agent Smith, you are the most impatient investor I've ever met in my life. Agent Smith said, that's it. I'm about half a step from dropping 10x. This price action is pathetic. This price action is allowing me to accumulate, good sir. So you can call it bad if you like. I'm happy because I do believe that long term that 10x will go up to its historical highs again, which is over the $4 mark if I'm not mistaken. So as much as I can accumulate below $2 and around the $1.50 mark at the moment. I'll double check the price now, but I'll keep taking it. Agent Smith, if you want to dump, man, just maybe we can do an internal transfer. I'll buy it straight off you. Saves me the fees and you the fees. I'll swap you my Ripple for it. Agent Smith said he'd be careful with IOTA. Yeah, I've stayed away from it, but I'm regretting it because the thing is, right, if the technology gets developed well, it's going to be good. It's going to be a giant. But the problem is it's kind of untested. And for it to have the valuation it has for relatively untested technology is maybe excessive. So I can see both sides of the argument there. I mean, if they get it right, it's peanuts compared to what it will be worth. But it is untested. So does it deserve this valuation at this stage? It's an interesting argument. Mark G, how you going, man? Mark G says, hey, I'm a relative noob. Most of us are, man. Don't worry about it. I bought EOS at $1.14 a few days ago, and last night it was at $2.07. Did I miss a crypto basics? I wanted to sell and take profits, but hesitated now at $1.62. Yeah, bro. Big run-ups like that, you're often going to see profit taking. Now, my best advice to you, Mark G, okay, when you're actually making an investment, the first thing I do when I'm investing is I decide what amount of that I'm going to hold in my long-term bag and then what amount of that I'm going to trade, if any. And I usually do trade coins. Now, my best advice is to actually set your sell orders in advance. Don't try and guess it as the market's going through, right? So if you said you bought it at $1.14, maybe you say, okay, I want to sell right before that $2 psychological resistance mark, okay? Because quite often the round figures of $2, $2.50, that sort of thing will offer what's called psychological resistance. So one of the best things you can do is set your sell order just before that psychological resistance. So in the case of $2, maybe at $1.98. And the other bit of advice I can give you, man, is don't sell out of everything. Scale, because this market's super volatile. It's very hard to pick the top and the bottom. So you scale your buy orders in So you maybe buy a little bit off the sell book if you're really desperate, beat the highest bid, go down, find some more support, beat that bid, put 4 or 5 buy orders, and then do the same on the way up. Sell at a 20% profit, a 50% profit, 100% profit, 2x and 5x. I don't know. You've got to scale your own where you think it can get to, what you're comfortable taking profits. But my point is it takes a real talent to read the market live as it happens. I find it much better to go and use your charts, learn a little bit about technical analysis, and actually find some points of resistance that are being hit regularly and actually providing resistance. So resistance points that line up or support points that line up for your buys. That's the best advice I can give, is actually do it in advance, man. Have your computer preset to do the work for you. Simple as that. That's my best advice. Cryptic Psycho's in. How you going, man? Jace, what's going on? Jace says always take profits. I agree, man. You set those. As soon as I buy something, I set some sell orders on it, always. Because if I make 20% real quick, I'm going to take some of it. And I'll leave the rest run. And like I said, split it. That way you're always winning. Like I said, whenever I buy into a coin, my aim is to get myself into a position where I'm going to win-win. If it dies, I've got more, like if it dives, I've got more buy orders. And if it goes up, I've got sell orders. And then I keep doing that and keep resetting as they hit. I had some that I didn't even reset. And it hit the first lot, went down, hit the second lot. And then I had 2 wider jackpots. This is last night on a coin on Binance. So I had the first 2 set at quite a small margin. It goes down, hits the buy, goes up, hits the sell, then dipped back down and hit my jackpot buy, then went up and hit my jackpot sell. And I wasn't even at my computer. So get yourself into those positions where you can't really lose. You can lose, obviously, but it's, if your trades are hitting, you've bought it cheaper relative to the coin that you're trading, and if you or sold it for more relative to the coin that you're trading. Day traders, watch out for GUP. It's being pumped by a group. Thank you. They plan on dumping on Saturday. Thanks, agents. Obviously, I don't know, Agent Smith might have solid inside Russian intelligence for that one. So GUP is the one he was referring to. Oh, the other thing I wanted to say to you, Mark G, is, mate, lost profit is not a loss. You're still in profit from where you are. You bought it at $1.14, it's at $1.60 or whatever it is. You're still in profit, man. So don't be too hard on yourself. Just getting up to the live chat. Sorry, guys. Yeah. See, Mark G, when you hear things like that, man, you go and check your charts. And what you can also do is go and check the actual books, okay? You get the sell books and you scroll down. And if you find massive sell orders around that 30,000 sat mark, like the Satoshi mark that you're mentioning, you need to beat that. So 29,998, for example, and get out before the whales do, before the whales dump. So that, yeah, if you're seeing resistance at those points, man, you don't have to sell out of every last EOS coin you've got, but maybe sell off 10% at that resistance point. And if it can dip, well, guess what? You can buy back more, or you can buy back the same coins and keep a little BTC left over, or ATH, or whatever you're trading in. So yeah. I don't know how that is related. Anyway, I'm going to keep going. Jace just said, yeah, don't sell it at all, especially if you buy Neo really cheap. What's it got to do with Neo, Jace? Oh, are you talking to Agent Smith? Oh, I don't know who you're talking to. Crypto is so bizarre relative to the stock market. I'm disappointed I only made 40%. Mark G, you got to be, you do have to be careful about that, man. Like, that's what I often tell people, and I think it might have been Agent Smith who said yesterday, don't chase the profits. 40% in 4 days is ridiculous. Ridiculous. The bank will, in Australia, which is one of the better countries for getting interest rates at the moment, you'll get about 3% per annum on your savings if you're shopping well. If you're not shopping well, around 2.4, 2.5%. Now, that's per annum, 365 days. That's what I say. This market is this is gonna, if you pick the right coins, if you pick the right investments, you're gonna do so much better than putting your money in the bank, right? And it's becoming just as spendable as putting it in the bank anyway. Like in Australia, it's really starting to get there. The living room of Satoshi is becoming far more popular. It's quite easy to pay, well, not quite easy, it's very, very easy to pay bills, to transfer into bank accounts and to transfer into a credit card with crypto. 10 or 11 specific cryptos only at this stage, but fortunately PIVX is one of them. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, it's a few on there, go check it out. But it's a really good step towards mass adoption, actually being able to use it as currency, rather than sort of holding it as shares, if you like, which has been the case historically for countries that don't have a service like living room Satoshi or crypto debit card. Oh, Neo's not a shit coin, Cryptic Psycho. I don't think Neo's a shit coin at all. Sorry if I've been saying that. No, Neo's a solid project, man. It's you know, Chinese based. It's been, I've said it before, it got invited to the trusted blockchain conference in China. It has a big community behind it. You stake Neo and earn gas. So proof of stake model. It's a quality coin, D-up coin. I'd like to see, the reason I've said it's overvalued historic, like in the past, is because I'd like to see more apps actually released on top of it. Like we've only had Red Pulse, as far as I'm aware. There might have been more since then, but until there's like a stack of successful coins, and not necessarily through ICO, but just coins hitting the market based on Neo, I'm just thinking it's a little untested, a little a little overvalued. But it's not a shit coin, man, far from it. But in my opinion, of course. Yeah, Z, you're right. Z, well, mate, it's emotions, but it's emotional attachment. Emotions are generally what people trade on when they first get involved in the economy. So Z's made the comment, I think the hard things for noobs is the emotional attachment they have with the coin. There's always the hope that it moves. Man, I saw that. I'll go back to it. One that has actually taken a bit of a run up, thank goodness, finally, is Chaincoin. And I saw that with Chaincoin, man. Chaincoin brought in so many newbies into the crypto economy, which was a terrible thing for them to be first time in on something that got pumped and dumped. That's not good. That's not how you want people entering the economy, because they won't come back. But I saw it, man, with people, like it was almost like a cult-like attachment to the coin when it was doing well. And then even when it started to retrace and head back down to $3, and I put out a little video saying, hey guys, this is why it's happening, because we're not running a business. We're building buy walls and sell walls, and we're manipulating the price. I have never been so heavily attacked in all my life. Honestly, no, that was probably the heaviest, the most heavy I've been attacked for suggesting to the coin that we need to do things a different way. For saying, look, we're not running a business. We've got to do this. We've got to get out, get it accepted in the real world. We've got to do this, that, the other. We've got to get marketing. We've got to get devs going. We've got to get all this. And I got literally crucified, got called a sellout, got called a fudder. I'm like, no, this is reality. So I've seen the emotional attachment people get to a coin, man. And that was full on cult status, eh? Like I was getting abused left, right, and center. I got to remind you, I competed, like I captained the country in a world championship, and I performed terribly. So I've had abuse before, but this was worse than that. When I was representing the country at a world championship, and a lot of people thought I shouldn't have been in the team, and I still didn't cop as much abuse as what I copped over a bloody crypto pump and dump. So yeah, man, I've seen emotions get involved in how people get attached to one coin. And a lady actually wrote to me and she said, I've put 25,000 into Chaincoin, and that was at $6. $6 she bought four masternodes, and it's now sitting at 20 cents or whatever it's at today. She said, what do I do? I said, well, I hope you could afford to lose it, because that's always rule number one. in any type of investing, by the way, guys, not just in crypto investing. This goes for investing in the stocks, because any company in the real world can go bust as well. It's happened many times before. So that's a big lesson learned there. And diversification is important. You know, stacking all into Chaincoin really hurt some people. It was bad to see. I actually know another guy who lost quite a bit, and he was still holding on to the whole Chaincoin thing when it was back down to 11 cents or 30 cents at the time, or 60 cents on the way down. He's still like, no, it's going to be fine. It's going to be good. I'm like, dude, it's been pumped and dumped. Long term, it can certainly, like I've talked about it, the tech's good. It's a solid coin. But this guy was so emotionally involved with this coin that he was almost calling me. I never sold a coin, by the way, and I still got attacked. I was not part of the dump. I wasn't. I've still got 2,000 of them. You can ask Xiao. So yeah, it's a really interesting thing when emotions get involved, and money can really draw out those emotions. And I find that happens mainly when people have overinvested. That's when they get emotional with it. And that's the easiest way not to get emotional, is to just invest what you can afford. Invest it as if it's pokey money. You know, you don't lose on the Melbourne Cup and get emotional, right? You've put 20 bucks on it, $5, whatever you can afford. So treat this the same way and you'll do fine. Sorry, guys, just catching up with the chat again. I went on a rant. It's a good, Mark, really cool, man. That's a good bit of advice for a noob. I'll tell you that much right now, brother. That's a really solid bit of advice, and it's something that I try and do myself, and I try to remind people, look, if you just think about accumulating Satoshis, it simplifies things. So you always want to be selling whatever altcoin you're buying at a higher Satoshi price than what you bought it at. If you can continue doing that, you're going to be building up Satoshi. Now, for me, Mark, I also bag hold some, man. So if I really like it, well, all the coins I invest in nowadays, I bag hold at least part of it. And so I bag hold some, and then I trade in and out against Satoshi price for the others. That's what I do. But I'm, you know, sometimes I'm just trading in and out to get more Satoshi, but every now and again I'll be like, okay, well now I'll buy 5, but I'll sell 4 at this price. So I've actually accumulated an extra coin of the altcoin that I want. So I do it both ways, man. It's up to you. But as long as you're always selling at a higher Satoshi price than what you are making money, as long as Bitcoin hasn't hit all-time highs. And I don't think any of us believe that Bitcoin won't go higher than 7,000. It will one day. What path it will take, we don't know. This is what we talk about all the time. But long term, I think we're all in agreement that we haven't seen all-time highs at 8,000 even. So as long as you're accumulating Satoshi or the altcoin that you like, you're doing well. Yeah, Neo, so I get mixed things about as well. Neo, it's not so much that there's mixed reports on whether it's decent or not, it's just whether it's overvalued or not. I think most people are in agreement that Neo is a decent project. It's just whether its valuation is warranted. Yeah, that's the thing, Agent Smith. I'm the same, man. I'm going to do a video about that after this. I was going to do it yesterday. And it's one of the best tips. Again, if you're still on the chat, to our newbie, Mark, mate, one of the best tips I can give you when you're trading into altcoins, if you're a small investor, so $500 and under, so if you're investing $500 and under into the altcoin market, you should never make your first move into Bitcoin. Like you have to move your fiats into the economy, right? So usually you have a choice of Bitcoin, Litecoin, or Ethereum, especially if you're using Coinbase. Don't move it into Bitcoin, because then you've got to move it to exchange and it'll cost you $5. You're much better off buying Ethereum, moving Ethereum to the exchange at a cost of a fraction of a cent, exchanging the Ethereum into Bitcoin, and then the Bitcoin into the altcoins you want. It's one extra step, man, or 2 extra steps, and If you, like, let's say you're doing $100, which is normal for people, you know, $50, $100, whatever. You can pay a $5 transaction fee if you really want to, but on $50, that's 10% just to move it to the exchange. That's a big handicap you're giving yourself. So for small investors, under $500, it is much cheaper to move it in Ether or Litecoin and buy the Bitcoin on the exchange. Much, much, much cheaper. So there's a little tip for you guys as well. Dash is crazy quick, Cryptic Psycho. Yes, it is. You know what else is crazy quick, Cryptic Psycho? PIVX. Yeah, man. Dash is very quick as well. Oh, you hadn't heard that tip, Mark? I'm actually going to do a video specifically on that after this because it's something that I only thought of after a few months. And man, I'm an accumulative trader. So I have a weekly budget, and quite often that budget for 1 week might only be $50 or $100. So what I've done is saved it up and done it in one big bulk hit. But this allows me to actually go, you know what, I got $100 this week, and that is cheap. I don't have to worry about transaction fees. Put it into Ether, move it to the exchange. Even if I just take it straight off the book and there's a 0.5% spread, which there very rarely is even that big a spread with Ether and Bitcoin because it's the most common traded pair in the economy. So the spreads on pretty much any exchange you go to are irrelevant, like almost null. So you're paying bugger all, you're paying whatever the percentage is for the trade on that particular exchange, usually 0.25% or less. And it's a way better way to do it. You just trade it straight into Bitcoin like that, straight off the book if you want, still cheaper. Anything for $500 or under. So yeah, good little tip. And mate, honestly, not surprised if you're a noob that you hadn't thought of it because, well, I don't like to use me as the basis, but it took me a few months to figure that one out, man. So yeah, good one to get into. Yeah, Cryptoeconomy, you're right. It's 1/6% to move. Ether at the moment. Yeah, Verge is quick, man. There's a lot of good currencies out. Like you're basically talking about my portfolio at the moment, Cryptic Psycho. But yeah, it's one of the reasons I like PIVX, man. I've done videos back in the day that they'll be on my feed from a couple of months ago where I snuck in and did some transfers to like Scotty Kitchen and that, and it was like, it's like instant. As soon as I go click and move the camera, it's in his account. I described it as quicker than my FPOS transactions waiting for your tap and go at the store. I think it's quicker than that at this stage most of the time. Yeah, exactly, Mark G. So Mark G said, so after you do that, when you buy BTC with Ether, you pay very small fees. Yeah, exactly, man. Because you're not actually, you're doing an exchange you're doing a trade straight on the exchange. So the only exchange fee you're going to pay is, for example, on Bittrex, you pay 0.25%. Now, if you're over on Binance, you'll pay 0.1%. And if you're using the Binance token as well and paying your fees in that, you'll actually pay 0.05%. Like nothing really, compared to actually paying, the $5 to move it is 5%. That's a lot, that's 40 times bigger than just doing it on Bittrex. So yeah, save yourself some fees, man. Buy an Ether or Litecoin, and you can still, if you're just going to buy Bitcoin and park it, fine, you can do that. But if you're moving Bitcoin at all just to get to an exchange, don't. There's better ways to do it. Ether and Litecoin against Bitcoin are two of the heaviest trades in the market. So whether you move Ether or Litecoin there first and trade it into Bitcoin, because, like Bittrex, you can only trade Bitcoin into your other alts pretty much. So you got to have Bitcoin, but my point is to buy it and move it to that exchange is really expensive. And if you're doing transactions of $500 or less. Just have it catching up again with the chat. Sorry, guys. PIVX is pretty fast. Come on. Pretty fast. It's like saying I'm a pretty good drop now. Actually, that's probably a fair assessment. Hey, Wilkie, what's going on? Yeah, I know you got big gains. Wilkie the Whale's in the chat, people. He's dropped in. Everyone, just hassle him. Wilkie, well done. We've got a couple, Mohammed, that we're looking at the moment, man. G'day, Mohammed Ahmed, who's in the house. We're looking at a couple of ICOs at the moment, man. I don't really want to mention the names of them. We're going to have them up in our Discord group because they're both potential sellouts. And we've been right about the last 3 ICOs that we thought would sell out. They did. So these 2 could definitely be sellouts, and we don't really want to make the information completely public for everyone to find on YouTube, but we'll be public on our Discord group. And everyone's going to have to decide whether they want in or not. Yeah, I like the ICO as well, Wilkie. I like both of them, man. I don't know which one you're talking about, but I, in particular, like the one that Aussie Canucks bought in, the one that Jace has bought in. I really think that that's got huge potential. I think the one that Zhao has bought in is very similar to Chainlink, to be honest. Really similar to Chainlink, more centralized than Chainlink, which is not necessarily my cup of tea, but the big organizations are going to like that. But the key with that one is the valuation is really, really reasonable for what they're selling it for at ICO. So that's why I think both of those could actually sell out, man. So, yeah, Mohammed, are you in our Discord group, man? You're welcome to join us over there. Just use the link. I think it's in the description here. So, Mohammed's just asked, what do I think of Swissborg ICO? I haven't looked into it, man. Swissborg ICO, I hadn't even seen it come up. So, not sure. Not sure if you prefer Mohammed or Ahmed as well. I've got lots of friends called Mohammed and they use the other name because they're all called Mohammed. I lived in Sri Lanka for a couple of years. So, Ahmed, I'll call you Ahmed because we've got a couple of Mohammeds in our group. Oh, go away, Wilkie, you big whale. Dick Psycho, Timmy said NAGA, Naga ICO looks good. I haven't had a look, man. Have you chucked that one up on Discord, Tim? Just put it up there, man, so we can have a look at it. Yeah. Oh, Wilkie's telling me to shut up about the ICO. I didn't say any names of it, man. Do you know how many ICOs are hitting the market every day? Do you know how hard it would be for people to find an ICO based on the information I've just given? They're not going to find it. Don't worry about it. Ahmed's cool. No worries, man. Yeah, that's cool. I'll call you Ahmed then. First IPO to do well and follow up with ICO. Oh, yeah, cool. That's interesting. So they had an IPO and now they're going to do an ICO. That's it. That's interesting. Oh, Agent Smith said everyone thumbs up on the stream. Hit the like button because that helps something or other. I don't even know why you have to do that. It's an interesting debate, Mark G. Mark G said, aren't ICOs dead? Even the legitimate ones. That is, so many whales get the ICO at 50% discount or more that once it hits the exchange, it's almost always below the ICO price now. It's a really interesting point, and actually funny that you should mention that, Mark, because one of the white papers that I was reading this morning spoke specifically about the dangers of offering bonuses at the ICO level and bonuses based on big investment. And it actually spoke specifically about what you've just mentioned, about how a lot of ICOs got sold off because the whales who have got 50% bonus can sell it off at 20% under the ICO price and still make money on their overall investment. So it actually dips the price after the ICO is released. So one of the ICOs that I looked into did actually mention that, and the other one's not offering much of a bonus at all, man. It's not a huge bonus that people are going to be dumping all over the market. So I think ICOs being dead, I think that's way too early to call it. I think there's going to be a massive amount of change in the ICO market. Will it be completely banned and regulated? I don't know. It's a tough one. It's a tough one to foresee the future on that one. I don't think it's long term. I don't think it's productive. I think some regulation's not a bad thing. Stop the cowboys getting out there and making $200 million on a white paper, but I don't think killing it. I think that's big knee-jerk reaction. Some people lost some money. Quick ban it. Quick ban it. That's something our government in Australia has been doing for decades. The people react and the government goes and reacts another way, and it's just like they react on polls. The government in Australia, they go, "Oh, the poll said this. Quick, we'll do this," and they completely flip-flop like this and that. I hate knee-jerk reactions, and I think that banning ICOs altogether would be a knee-jerk reaction to what has been a Wild West. Let's face it, it's been a Wild West. But amongst the overvalued, crappy, essentially nothing more than white paper, $200 million valuation companies, there is some gold out there. We found some in ICO, and I think we found a good one in Substratum. We've doubled our money on that, and I think long-term Substratum is still a really solid project. Yeah, I think we found a couple others. So is it dead? I don't know, man. Hard to tell. Yeah, exactly. Zhao just said the thing is, this one doesn't have any bonus. Yeah, man. They identified that, man. See, forward thinking. I like that. I like the white paper. I was having a good read of it, Zhao. Like I said, it's kind of like a chain link sort of application, I guess. Pretty cool. Yeah, I've heard of that, Mark G. Mark said a guy pitched an IBO last week, an initial bounty offering. It's a new technique. Yeah, I think it's pretty clever. Get the development work and get some marketing team on board and some of that stuff done by offering bounties in the coin. It's smart, man. It puts value in the coin. Like if you're doing work to receive those coins, then the value of that work you've done is tied up in those coins, theoretically. That's how it should work. Of course, supply and demand still comes into account, but that automatically adds value to those coins because there's been work done to accumulate them. So I think it's interesting. I think it's a pretty cool take. Mark G said, I met someone who said a hedge fund was offered 100% discount on the ICO price. They just wanted the hedge fund to back it, which would pump the price and promote it. I think you're going to see a lot of that, man. But another good thing is one of the ICOs that we were looking at, I read up on the white paper, and they've actually got some pretty big partners on board, and their bigger partners have gotten, if everything's above board and it's believed, their partners got 0 discount on what we're going to be offered in the first stage of ICO. So yeah, I think you're going to see tactics like that though, man. I don't think it's bad where there's a strategic alliance where it makes sense for, like, it's a strength for, like, if Icon was to partner with someone and give them 5% extra because it's a great alliance for Icon to have, I see that as fine, to be honest. I see that as smart. As long as it's not excessive. 100% seems excessive to me. Bought GXR last night at 3 AM, the whole site crashed. What's GXR, Wilkie? Man, you should consult with your old mate Fish before doing these stupid things. GXR, let's have a look. What's Wilkie got himself into? I know one of the things you got yourself into recently that I wasn't totally fond of. The big whale, big Wilkster, GXR. I can't even find it, man. You made a typo again. I swear you're the worst typer in the world, Wilkie. You might be a bloody good trader, mate, but you're the worst typer in the world. Hey, how'd you go getting that PIVX back after dumping it and then it skyrocketed? Best day of my life. Wilkie sends me a screenshot and goes, just dump PIVX at blah, blah, blah. I won't tell you. He likes to trade and that's fine. I can't stop him doing that. He sent me a text message and a screenshot. Just dump PIVX and I'll buy it back at this price. And it dipped a little straight after he did it and then went... And then the next text I get is Wilkie going, oh, no, you said this would happen one day. I'd dump it and it would keep going, blah, blah, blah. So, yeah, Wilkie, did you ever manage to get that PIVX back? I know it wouldn't be as cheap as what you sold it. Oops. Not in terms of Satoshi price, anyway. Look, he said it reminds him trying to buy Splendor tickets. Splendor's a festival, music festival in Australia. For those of you who don't know, sells out in minutes. Market usually will, man, but this is another one that's got Neo-like growth when Neo went berserk. And it's got similar patterns to Neo, actually. Lisk at the moment, Mark G's asked about Lisk. He said it's on a steep curve. Is it going to take a dip? I sold another coin this morning, one coin. I'm just like, I'm just going to put a little sell one coin there because it's hitting 870 or something like that. I was just like, far out. I've got more on the sell book higher up, but I'm not really expecting them to hit. But it's bullish, man. Hard to tell. It's really hard to tell. Let me have a quick look at it for you and check the chart. It's certainly been bullish. It's been crazy. I've sold 2 extra coins that I wouldn't usually, like I sold them sort of, not on emotion, and I haven't been able to buy them back. It keeps going up, 858. It's double cap, like it's almost triple capping at 1 2 1 2 0 0 0 0 Satoshi. It's triple cap there, man. So I don't know, it's struggling to get past at the moment. That particular point, I think it could take a dip after 3 times not getting through that point. I'll just have a look at the resistance that's built up there for you, and I'll show you what we do, Mark, just to give you an idea, man. So these are the buy and the sell books, right? Now what I'm trying to do is I'm on this one on the right-hand side. I'm looking for a strong bit of resistance. Now, if you have a look at here, there's actually 47,000 Lisk for sale at 120,000 Satoshi. Now, that, or 1.2 million Satoshis it is, sorry. Anyway, 120,000. That's a lot of resistance. That's a lot. That's a $300,000 sell, dude. That's a lot of resistance, right? So someone to buy up 300 grand to get through that, or that big whale to remove it. And it's a little sneaky trick, which can happen as well. He's never really intending to sell. He's going to leave it there and it might get nibbled away. But in the meantime, he's got everyone's panicking and selling back to him, like selling onto the buy book where he has his bids. That's one way that they can play the market. So, but that's a huge, I mean, that's a big sell order. 47,000 is big. It's, yeah, as I said, it's actually close to $400,000 at the moment. Ignacio Tulio Elizard Tome. Sorry, man, if I've got those names wrong. My thoughts about PIVX. My thoughts are that the PIVX is a fantastic proof of stake coin. Great community. Zero coin protocol. 3.0.5 wallet is up and running. Bittrex are currently syncing their wallet. And after that, we should see the wallet come off maintenance on Bittrex. I think our trade volumes will increase when that happens. And I think long term, you're going to see it well above the historical highs of $4. Thank you again for giving me a chance to plug the coin that I work for. Just want to make that really, really clear when I'm talking about PIVX. I do work for PIVX, Ignacio, so I do appreciate the chance to plug it. But considering I hadn't seen you in here before, and I'm not wearing my PIVX gear today, I thought I better just tell you that I do actually, I'm on the PIVX team. So my thoughts are always going to be positive of PIVX. But thanks for the question, man. Someone recommended Link at 4 and you missed it. Sorry, Lisk. Mark G, on this channel, man, we recommended it first at $2 on this channel, $2 and $2.60. We called it. And then we called it again. It ran up to $8 and it went after that bull run and it came back down below 5. I said, nah, go again, guys. Too cheap under 5. So yeah, we've been smashing it, man. Lisk has been an absolute killer for us. We need to tech me up. Don't. Wilkie, why would you try and change me? Are you a woman? Why are you trying to change me? Oh, I'm going to get slapped for that one. You have all your BTC for sale for $1 million just in case. That's fantastic, Agent Smith. I'm sure it'll spike there overnight. I'm sure $16 trillion will come into the BTC market cap overnight, and you'll hit those $1 million sells. You'd be better off having that placed on buy orders for cheap holds. One day you'll hit it. You'll wake up and it'll have gone up to $1 million a coin, and Agent Smith has become a millionaire, and it dips back down to like 7,000, same prices. He's the only one in the world who got it. And I'll be sitting here going, the Russian has done it again. Jao said yesterday he saw a 10K BTC wall on BCH. Whoa, 10K BTC. For those of you who are not aware how much that is, that's $70 million, roughly, on BTC prices at the moment. Ether said PIVX, FTW, I think he meant WTF, the wallet issues. Oh, man, yeah. Once we're like, that's the thing. We've definitely had some issues. I'm not going to sit here and say everything's gone perfectly with zero coin protocol implementation. That would be a flat out lie. You guys know that. I know that. So, have we had teething issues? Absolutely. Does wallet 3.0.5 look to have solved those issues, giving us a working wallet? Yes, it does look. It does appear that way at this stage. Are we looking to release our iOS wallet before the end of the year? Yes. You guys know what happened when we released our Android wallet. So I'm just saying, make your own decisions. I still think we're going to go well above $4. Ethercept's calling $15 to $20 in late February, March for PIVX. I'll be doing big backflips if that's the case. I would be stoked just to get back above the $4 by those times. You know me, man. I'm not in this to make 30 and 40% overnight like everyone else. I'm happy long term, and that's where I'm going to win, is because I'm not going to get emotional and jump from this thing and try and get on the thing that's going up 20% today. Just stick with it, and it's a good project. I mean, you know, we've had the developers in the chat here, guys. I will get the team from PIVX over for a show. I spoke to Chad about it. We'll get a bunch of the PIVX team to come over and have a chat. You guys can ask all your questions to PIVX developers, PIVX marketers, PIVX community people. We'll get a bunch of them over. We'll have one of these chats for our little crypto wave investment crew. And we'll get some of the top guys from PIVX over to have a chat to you. Any questions you've got at all about PIVX, about where we're going in the future, about our plans, about any problems you've had, any suggestions you've got, you can bring it all up with the actual core team. So that's going to be pretty cool. I've only just started talking to Chad about that, but he's really keen. So let's hope we can get that going in the next month or so, maybe even a little quicker. Z's off. He's going to catch up with us in Discord. Mark G said some people saying BCC and BTC heading to parity at around $4,000. I disagree. I could be wrong, but I don't think you're going to see a time where BCC reaches parity with BTC. That would be very surprising to me. I've actually given my reasons for that. Increasing block sizes is not a scaling solution, not long term. It's a band-aid on a bullet wound. And also the exchanges. The exchanges would simultaneously have to agree to move to Bitcoin Cash as their primary coin of trading, really, for there to be an adoption switch and make Bitcoin Cash the real Bitcoin, if you like. So I don't see it happening, man. It's certainly a possibility. Anything's possible. Ethercept says 54 to 5,700 is the lowest he can see BTC itself retracing. So might see it go to $4,000, he reckons. I remember when BTC was 4,400, a guy put one seller order up for 20,000 BTC, $88 million. Yowza. Yeah, some people got some money to play with, man. Don't worry about that. Agent Smith is mad he didn't buy the last dip because he thought we were going lower. Yeah, I did as well, man. You know me. I said low 5,000, right? And I hit 5,400. That's mid, and I'm stubborn, so I said, nah, I'm waiting for it to hit 5 flat. So I never stocked up either, bro. But I've been doing pretty good on the alts anyway, so I've accumulated more BTC in the process. Mark G says, if crypto market goes 10x next year, as some predict, just diversify in the top 30 coins and sit back. And he's put a question on that, man. Not necessarily. There's a lot in the top 30 that's garbage, to be honest. There you go. You won't hear a lot of people say that, but I'm going to tell you a couple that I would stay away from in the top 30. I'm quite happy to share them with you. One's BitConnect. I don't see it as sustainable. I would stay away from BitConnect. That's my honest opinion. And I'm sorry to the BitConnect people. I know there's a lot of BitConnect fans and a lot of people have done very well out of it, but I don't see the business model as sustainable. So no, I don't think necessarily just buying the top 30 and sitting back. I think 30 is a massive portfolio as well. But if you have got to sit back and check it in a year mentality, then yeah, you can spread a bit wider. If you're more active and like to keep on top of your investments by keeping on top of the news that's coming out for each individual coin, then you are going to need to take less than 30 coins in your portfolio. It really depends on your investment strategy, how much work you're prepared to do. Personally, I think there's more effective ways than just to go, okay, number 1 to 30, I'll take $100 in each, and there's my $3,000 invested. That I think there's much better ways to spend your money with just even a little bit of work. You can come up with a better portfolio than just flat out the top 30. So Mark G says transaction speeds are fast with Bitcoin Cash. Yeah, but the transaction volumes are nothing, really. I get what you're saying, man, but really, Mark, to the next step for crypto is mass adoption, right? That's what we're working towards. Mass adoption is not going to be achieved with the transaction levels, transactions per second that Bitcoin Cash can currently provide. Not going to be achieved. Needs 100,000 transactions per second to realistically be the new Visa or MasterCard or everyday transaction currency. It's going to need a minimum of 100,000 transactions per second. Bitcoin Cash's scaling solution does not take us there. So while it might be faster and cheaper at the moment, it doesn't matter. If we want to keep dicking around amongst the 1% of us, it's fine. But aren't we aiming at mass adoption? Aren't we aiming at 90% of people around the world using crypto? You know, similar adoption rates to the internet. That's what we're aiming for. So anything that bridges the gap a little bit and claims that they're going to, yeah, look, honestly, I think there's going to be better solutions than increased block sizes going forward. RSK contracts are one of them. Side contracts coming out at the end of the year are supposed to significantly increase TPS, transactions per second. So for me, that's going to put Bitcoin well ahead, and Bitcoin Cash will be might suffer because of it. You know, I did read something interesting this morning, though. It was about Bitcoin miners essentially setting the transaction fees through something called spamming, and they spam transactions, and that actually sets the transaction fees. Super interesting read. I've got to learn more of it before I'm fully prepared to comment on it, but essentially miners can set the minimum transaction through spamming the network. I've got to learn more about it, but it's really interesting. Really interesting. Etherset said he agrees with my assessment of BitConnect. He said it's garbage. Cryptic Psycho said, why is it a Band-Aid on a bullet wound? I hope I've just explained that, man, because it's still not going. The Bitcoin Cash network is still not capable of 100,000 transactions per second. That's the bullet wound we're trying to cover. And so to say, oh, well, we can do X amount instead of, you know, we can do 32 instead of 6, or I don't know the numbers, but it's not 100,000. My point is that there's such a long way off what we're actually needed. It's irrelevant. It's only relevant for this small period of time while Bitcoin is actually working on what will be, I believe, the adopted solution for scalability in terms of side contracts. I could be wrong. That's why you got to make your own decisions. Mark G said, that's the only 100% thing you can say that's true about crypto. It's a wild ride and anything can happen. So true, man. I've seen it. I've seen pretty much everything and anything, and I've only been in the space for 6 months now. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Mark G doesn't like BitConnect and Regal coin. Ethercept said buy Verge. That's just showing a coin you're on. I'm on Verge as well. Hey, it had a pretty good run up actually. Like not a huge run up because it was coming back from lows, but nice recovery, let's say, because it ran up to like 0.75%, 0.77%. I think I sold at. I got really good sells on Verge, and then I bought it back because it dipped right down to 0.5% again, and even lower, I think. But it definitely dipped down to that 0.5% mark. And Verge is at the moment, when I can find it, damn it, that would look really good if I could actually find it. Verge, here it is. Yeah, 0.65% of a cent. Sorry, so it's up 4% in the last 24 hours. It's looking strong, man. I like that growth patterns coming off that dip. If you have a look at the CoinMarketCap.com charts, you just have a look at the Verge. You're not going to be able to see it. I can see the glare all over the screen, but that's the sort of shape that looks really nice. I had that big dip down. It's this one here. It had a big dip down, and then it's come back up, and the growth pattern since then is just on a steady incline. And that's the kind of growth patterns that I like, because it doesn't scare people into selling. Because they, relative to yesterday, I made this much. Relative to yesterday, I made this much, and it only seems like a little amount. And that's why I prefer I prefer investments like that, because no one sells. They go, oh, but I had this much yesterday. They never think to put it back relative to where they actually bought it. They go, oh, relative to yesterday. And that's why when you get 20, 30% run-ups, 40% run-ups in a day, inevitably it leads to profit taking, because then it is a significant amount dollar value-wise that they've made in one day and they want to cash out. Whereas if it just creeps up day by day, I find that people are much, much less likely to sell in profit taking. So yeah, I really like the growth pattern of Verge at the moment. It's similar to Litecoin, just creeping along, coming back nicely. So yeah, that's a good one. Like it. Catching up with live chat, sorry. Back down. Ethercept said Verge equals life. I think that's a bit strong. Agent Smith wants to do some homework on XLM. Wilkie said IOTA will fix everything. I don't know if it's going to fix your haircut, man. And Mark G said, thing is, lately no FUD for a few weeks. Spooky. What is hiding in the shadows? Oh, don't worry, Jamie Demon or Diamond. Someone will come out and do something stupid soon. Don't worry about it. There's never seen the crypto economy go in a straight line, so I'm sure we're going to have something come out and spook us all soon again. Wilkie's on the Verge chain. Yeah, well, if Wilkie's on the Verge train, you might want to get on board, because I swear anything he touches turns to gold. Oh, really? Cool. That's awesome. Ethercept's one of our Discord group, and he's also pretty active in the crypto economy. Well, very active in the crypto economy. He just said, Fish, I'm the new Verge coin master on Box Mining's forums, writing up the mining guide now. Woo! So, anyone who wants some info on Verge, sorry to drop you in it like this, Ethercept, but you guys know Ethercept over at our Discord group. He's going to be able to obviously help you out with any information you have. Need to learn about Verge. Anyone who's got anything in particular, he's going to be our man for Verge by the looks of it. We've got Pete on Substratum. I'm on PIVX, obviously. Agent Smith does God knows what. Ripple one week, Komodo the next week. 10x isn't making enough. I'm going to jump out of that now. Yeah, I got jokes, Agent Smith. Don't worry about that. Are you being serious, Gia? Gia just said the best coin is banana coin. I posted on Discord. I'm going to have a look, man. Yeah, Agent Smith said only because I haven't created cheetah coin yet. Now I want you to actually do it. Hey, isn't Waves a really easy platform to develop a coin on? Isn't it like really, really simple? Well, Lisk should be simple for people with Java coming up soon. They're going to have that development package coming out in December. Well, it's rumored for December. Agent Smith, I double dare you to create Cheetah Coin. What's its function, man? Ether said actually Cheetah Coin would sell. We're not creating fish coin. I've been through this theory before. If we have fish coin, it sounds fishy. Mullet coin. I reckon mullet coin's pretty good because that goes with the mullet haircut as well, which was pretty iconic in Australia in the 80s. You guys seen what a mullet haircut is? Best. I might get one. Oi, Wilkie, let's shave in a mullet on you. Let's get Wilkie the Whale in a mullet. That'd be funny. All right, back onto crypto. Sorry. Vitalik congratulated Roger Ver about BCC a couple of days ago for becoming the #2 market cap coin. BCC was 30B, Ether 29.8. Now Ether is 31B. BCC, yeah, this is billion, sorry. BCC is 19 billion. Body surf coin, yeah, could do. Body surf coin. There's already surf coin in that sort of thing. Now, PIVX is going to be the surfing coin, guys. You know that. PIVX have already sponsored me and Tanya O'Meara. Bodyboarder, stand-up women's surfer. I'm looking for male riders. I'm looking for, I'm scouting, guys, for high-quality athletes in the surfing world to bring on board on the PIVX surfing team. I've got a young bodyboarder, a prone rider in mind from Western Australia that did very well in national titles this year, and I want to bring him over for the professional events. He's only 15. Is that too young to get him in the professional events? He's good. He's very good. That's the thing. And we can grab him now. He's young. He's cheap before he becomes a world champion. So, yeah, I've got one in particular. He's a really nice guy. I've spoken to his parents. He'd be great ass. Like, he'd be a great – he's a good-looking young kid. You know, the girls are going to go nuts over him. Might be a good pickup for PIVX. I think I might have to get that signed, sealed, and delivered. So, yeah, I think PIVX is going to be the surf coin, to be honest with you. Yeah. Trent from Punchy. You know about Trent from Punchy? You're an American. You know about Trent? He's a sicko. Yeah, no, you know that was an actor, right? That was an actor. Sorry to burst your bubble on that one, but Trent from Punchy was not real. Kev's a sicko, got a big dicko. Yeah, I've seen it, man. Oh, we could do Wilkie coin, the best whale coin. That's not a bad idea. Oh, don't say that. That's terrible. Tim's out. Got to go. I'm thinking the same, man. I've been on for an hour now. I'm just reading out your comments. All right, guys. Discord. Next 48 hours. We've got to talk about one in particular. It's a heavy investment. So if we get it, like if we want to do it, we've got to be committing quite a bit of money in the investment group. But I think it'll, you know, Xiao said to me when he bought it, he goes, man, this will 2x. I said, you know what? I think it will. I think you're right. So I don't know, it might be worth having a look at. My only thing that's really holding me back is it's like quite a substantial amount to invest as the minimum investment at this level of ICO. So we'll talk about it on Discord. And if not, we've got that other one that Jace has bought in. And we're going to do coordinated efforts on the day that releases again to make sure that everyone who does want to get in is, you know, we guide each other through it and help each other get into that investment. I do think it'll be a sellout. I think Jace's Aussie Canuck has picked up a real good one, and that's definitely one that I'm already starting saving for. So, yeah, in 8 days, if you've got some spare capital around, we do have an ICO that we're looking to get into for our Discord group. Yeah, USA on this one is fine, drinkers. All good, bro. Yes, all good. Check in with us over at Discord, but I'm 99% sure it is because it's a US-based project. One of them is. So, yeah, it should be cool. Yeah, Will, can you give us a call later too, man? We've got to talk about some other stuff as well, but we've got to get this. If we want to do this big one, I'll tell you right now, it's a big amount. It's as much, if not more, than what we put into Icon. as the minimum investment. So we'd have to do it as a group. We'd have to open one wallet and all contribute and do it that way, like we did with Event Chain. We've done it on a couple of things. So I've got those Event Chain tokens too for anyone. I haven't got them yet, but they're sitting there. I can see how many we have. So as soon as I've got them, I'll just send them all out to you. We'll just get the Event Chain addresses. Anyway, I'll check in. I'm going to get some lunch and stuff, and then I'll check in on Discord in a couple of hours, and we'll get all this. We'll get all these ICOs figured out, because it has been worthwhile. When we've discovered good ones, we've done quite well. So I think we want to look at these too for sure. I'll catch up with you all over at Discord. In the meantime, happy investing. Have a great day. And I'll catch you tomorrow for another cryptocurrency discussion and conversation. Fish out. See you later.